Well, we have seen scenes like that in California all too often, and also all across America. Flash mobs get away with thousands of dollars in goods, and they're not prosecuted or held accountable. But California Governor Gavin Newsom seems to have finally seen the light, and he's working to stop the retail crime in his once golden state. Here with me now is to discuss this is retired Assistant Director of the FBI and co-host of the podcast Operation Truth with Lou Palumbo and Tom Fuentes. Tom Fuentes joins us. Also with us is the president of the Crime Prevention Research Center and author of the book Gun Control Myths, John Lott Jr. And back with me is my special guest today, Melanie Collette. So Tom, I'll start with you. California's governor is finally taking the necessary steps to prevent more of this retail crime. Now, he's stated, quote, with an unprecedented $267 million investment, Californians will soon see more takedowns, more police, more arrests, more felony prosecutions. When shameless criminals walk out of the store with stolen goods, they'll walk straight into jail cells. Do you believe the governor here? Are you going to take him at his word?
Well, we'll see. I think the governor has finally decided all this just coincidentally when he's being talked about as a candidate to replace Joe Biden, either in 24 or earlier if Biden steps out of the presidency. So I think all of a sudden he's woke up and realized, maybe I shouldn't use the word woke, he was already woke, but he's realizing how important the crime issue is all over the country, but particularly California. If you look at a city like San Francisco, for example, the Union Square area, beautiful stores, a very high-end shopping area, and the stores are just closing, leaving town, along with many of the other businesses, many of the other citizens. So California is in a desperate state financially because of crime, and suddenly he's going to do something. I guess better late than never, but at least that's the motivation, I think, for why he's suddenly going to crack down on crime.
John, we can't forget that most police officers have left the job in California and several others, big cities across this country. They don't want the job. Is this too little too late by the governor?
Well, I don't know if it's ever too late. Obviously, many of the businesses aren't going to come back very easily. But, the thing with Gavin Newsom is he supported the initiative that changed the penalty rules for stealing. He's the one who supported the initiative that raised it up to $950 before it would be considered a crime. And so, it's nice that he's understanding that if you're going to reduce crime, you have to make it risky and costly for criminals to go and commit crime, either with higher arrest rates or longer prison sentences. But he's going to have to go back and change the initiative that he supported, the impact that it had on the laws. But I also have to say, it's broader than just theft that's occurring. You've had an increase in crime across the board there. And one of the ironies in California is that here you've had politicians who have wanted to make it so it's not risky in terms of law enforcement for criminals to commit crime. But they also want to make it so that victims themselves aren't able to go in and protect themselves. I mean, California's just gone and passed new rules that make it very difficult for people to carry permanent concealed handguns virtually any place in the state. Police are important, but police themselves understand that they can't be there all the time, that they virtually always arrive on the crime scene after the crimes occurred. And the question is, why make it difficult for individuals to go and protect themselves when the police can't be there? So, there's lots of things that are going on, and I still haven't seen the governor criticize some of the district attorneys around the state there who are refusing to go and prosecute violent criminals.
Melanie, do you feel that this is political, what he's coming out with this?
Of course it's political, and the thing that really ticks me off about this is Gavin Newsom's faux outrage as if he had nothing to do with breaking the system, and now he's like, oh, I'm going to be tough on crime now. Really, sir? You're the reason that the crime is rampant. Your policies are the reason that the crime is rampant, and for him to have this faux outrage and act like he had nothing to do with the rampant crime in California is really disingenuous. He owes the entire state an apology. And frankly, those of us who have friends and family in California who worry about them constantly, you owe me an apology too.
It's incredible, the type of spin that they now do with this. Thank you so much, Thomas Fuentes. Appreciate it. John Lott Jr., Melanie Collette, she's going to be back after the break.